So Peach will face a ton of pressure in his first LCK game here against all the ways that KT can actually dominate early. But if DRX can stabilize, if they can make it through that mid game, how threatening he can be. And I think that's a comparison we see on the Korean side a lot for a good reason.
Oh, the flash! Oh, and the auto was in the air! Satab, solo kill first blood!
Solo kill first blood, cakes Arya's flash.
Do you know what we might just need to, let's cancel the LCK as Swatch Challenger from now on. I don't know, apparently this is the league.
Well,
Overreaction.
The setup here is pretty insane for him, right? And he ends up trading it very well. Gets that.
Yeah.
Aiming very dangerously close.
The face breaker comes in. Jun baited. Let's see whether it's actually going to be enough. Gravitum working out. The flash comes in as Peach flashes to try and catch up to life. Cuz in a decent position right now, as Jun has to be a little bit careful. And in the end, it is flash.
And this KT should not be okay giving up this Rift Herald with this composition. But with no ult on the Azir and his back timing here and the wave crashing in, like, they're just going to get it for free, it looks like.
Well, there's the dash. Flash in from Rascal just to guarantee that Cuz can get here on time. Everyone's in the mist as Clear's trying to fight this one out, but unable to do so. It is going to be the Rift Herald secured by Peach. Becoming the crocodile that he just so desperately wants to be all the time, as that is going to be a flash ulti from Life, and he just picks up the kill onto Deft. Deft overextended.
There's the life
we've seen before.
There's the bush life that we've seen so many times. And it's crazy that, you know, KT haven't been able to turn these skirmishes into kills. Now, Cuz is looking to do just that this time. There is a whole Envision teleport too.
Oh no, okay. Peach is going to turn up, can just immediately kick Arya away, so he can't scoop around. Speaking of scoops though, that's the face breaker. Phenomenal layering of CC, but a little bit overexcited there was Peach.
Yeah, Peach has an opportunity there. He gets the kick away, sees the easy follow-up Q, and decides, okay, we actually have enough damage here. We can maybe pull this off, but don't have Deft's ult.
Kicks. If you had an extra charge on your Dragon Rage kick, they put so many resources into locking down that top side as now. Satab, oh, the Fate's Call not going to work, but that is another flash ulti, and he just gets punched in the head. Life deserved that kill, and he'll walk away with it. Moves himself out of the way. Life and Clear fighting this one out. I think I know who my money's on, to be perfectly honest. Clear's got a bit more money, but there's another showstopper. Clear throws out the needlework, aiming in trouble. Clear's just doing this by himself. What the heck is going on? Emperor's Divide comes through and the Gwen finally does die, but Deft looking to snipe down Arya, and he does so. Another spear connects from Cuz as Deft now moving in. Rascal, he's looking very scary, but another Gravitum bullet, and Deft is going to get turned on. Can he keep himself alive? There's the flash out. He uses it this time. As now the Q from the Calibrum not quite going to work. Satab going to speed himself up, and Cuz, the last man standing. I don't think anyone's going to get the dragon, but that was a bloodbath.
That was a bloodbath, but that was the moment that felt like Deft and the boys. You know, it's Deft Young and the squad. And he played so well together with them, and that was a huge overestimation of where Life's, you know, where he's at right now as a level 9 support. Do they have a big enough gold lead? Are these champions ahead enough? The Callista is 2-1 and 2, you know, the 1, 2, and 3 Azir, to where you feel like KT can continue to snowball this game? Not really. It kind of feels like DRX might be able to reach a turning point. Not like this, though.
Yeah, Showstopper comes in. That is Emperor's Divide as well. Face breaker. Like, there's just too many ways to maneuver DRX around this map at KT's volition. Is now Clear, trying to fight two members of KT. This guy is very scary, but Aiming's able to lock it down with a Rend in the end. He just seems to, like, do a lot and then not quite get over the line, does Clear. But he's about to make some absolutely huge plays.
Yeah, and, you know, really hurts that Peach
going to go down.
Takes that much damage before the fight starts.
Yeah, Peach really can't afford to die. He is the Smite, of course. Is now Life taking a bit of damage here. Satab, though, throws down the Chaos Storm, and the Mist is now on cooldown. Might be an opportunity for Rascal, as Clear's still fighting him. Peach looking for him. They want the Crocodile, but he's going to flash into the Dragon Pit. Some snips go through. And Clear not going to be able to grab that one. We're seeing the vision. There is another opportunity as Life is looking for it. Can he find the showstopper?
Satab knows he's there. He's got flash, but he's got to be so careful. If he gets caught by the showstopper, it's all over.
Spear going to connect. And now Satab moves in. They know, but it's a teleport to come on forward. There it is. Showstopper comes down. Satab knows exactly what to do. Flashes out immediately. And that is going to be the Fate's Call to keep Life alive. Moonlight Vigil goes down, though, and Deft doing a lot of damage. It's going to be the steal from DRX. They lock down the Drake, but can they get more? Rascal's the first to go down. Emperor's Divide is defensive, but is going to work out as such. And DRX now plow towards this Baron.
Yeah, it feels like the sun has set here on KT Rolster. They end up winning the fight with a nice reaction. Even though he didn't have vision, he knew life was there. He flashes instantly after the showstopper, and then they press the go button, go straight in. Not a flash left outside of aimings here for KT Rolster. They lose so much in this fight. And now to contest the Baron is going to be a challenge, but they have to try.
Yeah, Aria off to the side. They don't have Rascal, and he doesn't have teleport, remember, but now the turn is coming in. Clear off to the backside as Jun coming in to try and protect him. Cuz is in trouble, the Snips come in, and this time Clear is going to... Oh, he didn't survive, actually. He is going to fall down. But immediately the punishment comes in from Deft as he flashes after aiming and locks down that kill. Now they're back on the Baron yet again. Health bars are low. Aria, fair bit of poke damage opportunity. Life is terrifying. He's set, right? But they're not going to be able to challenge, and DRX is going to lock down the Baron. They get exactly what they want. Was actually backing in that brush, thought about going for a bit of a... Oh, actually, no, he's staying there. And 1 versus 3, Clear is still going to die. Deft and Satab are moving up, though. As let's see how immune Gwen is going to be. Well, Deft is going to say not immune enough, or it doesn't actually matter. As the needlework comes down, aiming is running away. Chaos Storm working out as 5 members of DRX are in here. And Clear just immediately going to get ulted out there by Life. Actually really like that showstopper used defensively to make sure that that kick flash wasn't going to come through. But still, DRX used the Baron to take this out of turret.
Yeah, KT really wanted to make a play here, but DRX are 1 step ahead. They cut off the rotation in, and it was not Clear alone. It was Clear and the rest of his team going up to stop a rotation through. And even though it was a nice collapse attempt there from Rascal, DRX are able to turn this fight around. Now looking for a second turret here.
Yeah, and they should be able to get it as well, Cuz trying to throw in some spears and things like that. Emperor's Divide lands onto 2 immediately. Clear is going to go golden. He's immune as well. And there goes the Azir. Finally, the kick actually comes down from Peach, and they destroy aiming. And now the rest of DRX are moving forward. Yes, Clear is dead again, but who cares? DRX are going to break open the base.
They are going to break open the base here for sure. Reset here on Satab as he's coming back. Full health, full mana. And a Morellonomicon in his pocket as they want to end this game right now. KT make one mistake, and that is it. Baron buff up for 30 here, and they're pushing to end.
Yep, I think these next turrets are not long for this world. They are going to take the first one very, very quickly. Calibrum online for Deft. He can now take down some turrets as well if he'd like to. Cuz trying to throw these spears. He's got no mana, but honestly, he's been invisible all game long. There's a decent double face breaker, but it's going to break his own face, unfortunately. And Cuz, yeah, with no mana, you're just going to have to stopwatch and watch your Nexus fall apart. DRX, with mostly their challenger roster, are going to obliterate KT in game 1. Once again, the Renekton looks like a trap pick. We were mentioning the fact that, it's Rascal, so it's different. Wasn't different in this game. They lost that fight around the Cloud Soul, and KT sort of like you were talking about it. And I think you made a fantastic point with like.
We'll see what he ends up building and how this lane ends up functioning, because it's going to be the 80 carry Deft on the Senna. Not going to be any funny business there. Still could be fasting. Time will tell us. But on the other side of the map, I look at what KT is doing, and I think
playing this Senna into Zeri is like something that he's very comfortable doing. And we'll just have to see how it goes as we hop into the laning phase here. I'm expecting him to do the farming, so likely it's still going to be pretty even. As King and Rascal still fighting this one out as the mist comes down. The needlework comes in, though, as there is the explosive cast from Rascal needing to be used. He'll take a drink after that, and I don't blame him. As King did a fair bit of damage there. Like just as the game goes, you just start hitting from further and further away.
Because at 20 minutes when they're both meeting in mid, grabbing all that farm, Deft can kill pressure.
Yeah, ulti comes through. Beryl now walks past the turret and is going to be able to lock down the Zeri. Just a 2v2 kill here on the bottom side. Dawning Shadow comes in, gets a whole bunch of shielding, and now Life is just a cat on a book with nowhere to go. Beryl with the piercing darkness on top of him. They're going to do it. 2 versus 2, and they wipe him out.
Thus begin the challenges of KT Rolster against this 9-man roster. You had to prepare for...
I thought the challengers left.
Yeah, they left, but now you've got a
the LCK.
You've got a whole new DRX here who's playing a different strategy. They prepared the counter for your Zeri that you're like, oh, they gave it for free, and then actually they countered it. They came prepared.
Emperor's Divide, gonna grab Zeka, who flashes in a pretty awkward position as now Pioshik wants to safeguard over. Zeka takes a while to die, but he eventually will. Is going to be the Rift Herald secured. as Kingen just walks back towards top. I think that DRX is still going to be happy with that situation. I don't think Zeka needed to flash, but I don't think it's too much of a big deal. As Def doing so much damage here to Aiming, almost just dies. Oh, there's the Dawning Shadow. Goodbye. That is just pretty much a solo kill. I think Beryl put on a shield or something like that. And cuz he was waiting in that brush, he's like, just bait him in for a second. And he's like, no, don't just die. And then he died.
Deft is like so ready to be like, I deserve POG in game 1. I'm still taking it home in game 2.
Trying to get the work done as Cuz dives on over. Great kickback from Pyoshik to deny the ulti from the Yuumi. Kingen's going to go down immediately. Gwen not quite immune enough. And now Pyoshik's in trouble as well. Def, absolutely no mana and not a lot of health either as KT just destroy the team fight. And they'll go back to the Drake.
They're looking for Deft here too. They want some of that shutdown gold.
Aiming wants some revenge, but Pyoshik says absolutely not. The safeguard shield comes in and Deft is able to walk out alive.
He walks out alive. Okay, but KT get this Drake, which is really critical because they deny the soul point.
I don't know, a whole bunch of other players from other teams as Rascal comes on in here, finds himself towards the back of the pit, and it's going to be secured there by Pyoshik. DRX now considering whether to fight or not. Zeka immediately is going to go down though as Cuz kicked back, but not exactly the target they want as Arya does find an Emperor's Divide. Doesn't get too many kills with it, but Deft is going to get taken down, and that is the main thing. Beryl short to follow, and that's the double kill for Zeri.
Zeri picking up a lot of gold that she so desperately needs, and for the first time in a long time, DRX not in control of the mid lane anymore. Kingen's like, yes, I am. Watch me do this. But it's on the opposite side of the map as he's just trying to clear this wave and try to push mid as soon as possible because KT Rolster are going for the Baron. You can see Pyoshik is setting up here for a potential steal, but it is going to be so difficult, especially because Rascal says, no, you can't get anywhere near this. I won't allow it.
Yeah, and can he be the hero is the question. The answer is no.
Extendo Beam also gets him dragged out.
Yeah.
As Kingen is like, no, we could do this. We could maybe 50-50 this. I don't think so.
How immune can Gwen be is the question as she dashes on in. Wants to get in there before Pyoshik to give him the opportunity. He gets into the pit. This steals the Baron. What the heck? There is no way that should have been possible. As now Kingen, he's got a Dawning Shadow as well, actually gets gap closed with a gigantic cask.
No.
Kingen is going to survive.
No way. Yeah, he's got a null magic there for some reason. Let's see what he's building. That and the Hearthstone Axe.
Yep, and now Kingen can put some damage onto Rascal, and he should be able to start winning these fights. Decent body slam, and yeah, has to invest the ult. Of course, it's always an ult trade when it comes to Gragas versus the Gwen, and that is going to be achieved as now Def doing a lot of damage here, and we have to remember the scaling aspect, right? Both of these teams, Pyoshik just safeguarding his way around. Let's see whether he can land a third smite in a row to lock this one down as Aiming has started up the Drake. Kingen looking to collapse in. Let's see what the timing's going to look like this time as they need to wait for a Q to land from Pyoshik and see whether they can get that work done as Cuz has engaged. Pyoshik dives on forward. Dawning Shadow doesn't find too much value here, but Deft is pretty safe. Emperor's Divide does basically nothing, and Arya is punished immediately. Aiming. They're trying to get on top of him. Can Gwen do it? Is the question. Rascal's real dead up towards the blue buff, but Aiming's also alive. And DRX are now looking to lock down this Drake. There is no Lee Sin, but there's also no members of KT, so that is going to be Infernal Soul, and there is nothing Aiming can do about it as Kingen's got some angry scissors, but the Extendo Beam won't find him.
The Extendo Beam won't find it. Aiming's going to have to back off here. He's back to farming duty. Just the Wit's End third that he does build here, which is quite unusual.
Very interesting. We're going for another 50-50. It's Cuz's turn to try and prove himself here. Pyoshik gets in, but it is going to be Cuz. That secures it. Can they win the team fight, though, which is the big question. Kingen dives on top, and yes, they wipe out the Azir and the Gragas. Aiming and Cuz on the wrong side of the map, but DRX are like, well, I guess we're just going to try and destroy your base.
Kingen's already here with a huge wave, and Cuz will never be able to do the same here between turrets. As this is not a race. This is really just KT going, all right, we've got to defend with this Baron buff that we've got, which means it'll be completely wasted. Worst case scenario here, though, with 30 seconds left on Arya and Rascal, DRX might just end the game, and you have to look for some sort of engage, you have to look for some sort of angle, but your two engaged champions are gone, they're dead, they're in the death chamber.
And this Baron buff sort of looks like an anti-Baron right now, because you can see every single lane is pushing for DRX at the same time. That map control they had is just so strong. The kickback onto Arya, Q going to connect there as well, but it looks like Cuz just going to utilize the ultimate. Actually, I believe it was Cuz that was kicked back. Arya moved himself out of the way, so never mind, I told a lie. Chaos Storm just on top of KT, pushing them out of this area. And the Elder, Pyoshik does have the Q on it, is now aiming over the wall. Kingen now looking for him, but he's immune. is, of course, he is Gwen. And that is the Dawning Shadow over the top. DRX now keeping themselves healthy. Remember, Piercing Darkness from Deft. All of the sustain that you could ever want is now Rascal in trouble. There's the flash out from another Emperor's Divide. And the Azir is going to go down. The Elder is resetting now as it is going to be secured by Cuz. And now DRX are getting ripped apart.
Okay, finally.
Oh, no, it's just a tale of smites.
Yeah, finally, KT get the crucial objective they need, and 3 bodies come. You know, it's going to have to be, once again, Arya and Rascal. Can they hit that engage? Last time it was good enough.
Deft? Yeah, Deft getting engaged on by Rascal. Sorry, by Cuz, as that's a kickback underneath the turret. He's going to have to flash, get himself out of the way. Pyoshik, though, he's going to go down to that GA and is likely just going to die. Not a lot of options. Actually, no. Able to get out, but Beryl not going to be so lucky.
Beryl gets burned down. That might be the go button here for KT. 20 seconds
still,
left on this.
They are still getting bounties from this as well, which is just ridiculous because now they have a gold lead.
Elder buff is gone. Kingan's got a nice flank angle. Arya is in big trouble here.
This could be really, really awful as Sundisk goes up.
They can turn on the
out the Emperor's Divide, but Kingan just dashes over the top of it. Rascal now is going to turn up to try and heroically save his mid laner as Zekker's in a really odd spot, but does get himself back to the safety of his team. And KT have just overextended into DRX. They've lost their mid laner already. The Baron's back up.
You can't win this fight without an Emperor's Divide, I don't think, as KT, but they're going to have to try. No cask available here for Rascal, who's at 1/3 health. Do or die time, KT.
Yeah, Kingan getting into the pit here. Pyoshik as well.
Zekker coming back full health with the TP, full mana.
Yeah, and Deft is here with a whole lot of sustain as well. Now DRX are just going to try and pop some bullets into this thing. And Rascal, what can you do? Cuz, can you actually get in and try and defend this? That Gatorade barrel ain't going to do it, and that is going to be the Baron secured by DRX. This game is just so chaotic, man. Like, I don't know, like, as far as Game of Thrones is concerned, I think this is like Season 8. Like, it's just, boy, if that's what you want, if you believe hard enough, it might happen.
Deft's positioning is really important here. He's got flash. He's looking for the poke before the fight even starts. Look at it go.
He just does a lot of damage, Wolf.
He really does.
As Rascal off the side, thinking about what he wants to do, where he wants to engage. Kingan as well, wanting to get that flank as Pyoshik gets towards the Drake. Wants to try and get in there as Cuz dives forward as well. Okay, aiming, trying to just take matters into his own hands as Pyoshik's going to get exhausted, and aiming is still alive. But you can see Zekker here, Deft left on his own completely. And Zekker not really doing damage right now. Deft's going to get body slammed and wiped out as DRX completely on different pages.
Yeah, DRX really on different pages there. Pyoshik's defensive kicks here used so early that it allows Zeri to get into a backline and get a single target blow up. And now as DRX, you don't have options. You can't try to finish the game because all 3 inhibitors are up. The Nexus turrets are up. There's no pathway, even with the wave clear that you have, to try to rush things through or pull KT back. KT are just going to group up now, and with this insane pushing power that Zeri has, try to push down in some inhibitors of their own finally here. Kingan has teleport, so he can stave off the top pressure. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and head home right now.
Yep.
But if anybody dies here on the side of DRX, I mean, that's the end of the game. We're going to game 3. It's been so back and forth.
This has been the weirdest game ever. Teleport going to come in, keeps that minion alive. This mid lane is not long for the world, but can they take down these Nexus turrets? 10 seconds on Deft. Beryl now trying to get underneath.
Have to buy time
safety
somehow.
of his Nexus, yeah, exactly right, but it's only 6 seconds to go before it's a 5v5, but the Elder Drake is so powerful, and the Baron is just worn off. KT running out of minions. Remember, they haven't done their homework. Their side lanes are still pushing in the favor of DRX. And so KT, when they run out of a wave, they don't have too many options, but they're still looking for another one.
They're looking for another one, but Deft is back up now. Flash is up for Arya. He could be the one who scoops them the victory finally after so many whiffs, after so many empty moments.
Yeah, Flash going to be there. Can possibly go for something here, but DRX just trying to keep themselves safe in the back line. The sustain there for Deft. If anyone's looking low.
Redemption used here to just try to buy time. They're like, let's go on this wave by wave with this Elder buff. Let's see if we can actually get a single kill, but they've been unsuccessful so far. It's so important. You mentioned those side waves not doing anything here for KT, so it's
look at the wave
wave
stacking on in the top lane. Like, that is absolutely gigantic. That may actually break open that one, but super minions now finally getting in there as Kingan. Yes, he's immune, so he's going to be all right as now Rascal goes for the engage. Kingan going to get taken down to his GA as there is the Dawning Shadow. Rascal in trouble. Body slams his way to relative safety, but look at Arya getting taken down so incredibly low. Now Zekker, can he actually do this as the health bars are so low, but Deft
the range!
I think there's been enough cooldowns down that he can get the chase. And KT are pushed out of the DRX base. This game will continue and possibly just win the game. He could theoretically do that.
Yeah, he's got
some vision, and yeah, he's just going to dash on over. Can they actually do it? As,
teleport?
Teleport immediately comes forward. Rascal throws down the cask and is going to be able to interrupt it, and now aiming. He's going to like four-shot this Nexus. The heist has been complete, and KT take down DRX.
And then aiming, of course, is able to make the clutch play, sneak around the side and kill the Nexus. Like, he won the game for them, quote-unquote, but it wasn't about Azeri. A lot of different champions could have actually pulled that off in a scenario like this. But KT's draft is a little bit disjointed in terms of where its late game identity is, because yes, Diana can scale very, very well, but and Senna can too, but the Sylas and the Renekton are more tempo-based, and so I think you need to have a nice advantage to make sure that you can coast through the later parts of that scaling with the Diana and the Senna. She falls behind early, and I say she, either of them really fall very far behind early, then you're not going to be able to stand on Renekton or Sylas' shoulders very well, whereas DRX's comp is well-rounded.
To allow the melee carries on the side of KT to go in and out of this battle and not just get immediately kited and blown up and things like that. Certainly is something that you have an option to do with the Devour once that is picked up. But here we are, onto the Rifter game, number 3, final game in the series and the 6th of the night. Man, Dawning Shadow available here for aiming as he moves on up. Super Mega Death Rocket, same story. As now Cuz looking to come in. We're flipping on another objective. I love that. As in, oh my goodness, it's so much work being done by Cuz to get towards that backside. As now you can see Rascal diving forward, and Beryl not going to survive this one. Oh, actually, no, he will survive for the minute as Deft has to flash. And Super Mega Death Rocket immediately, the Devour comes in from life. That was clutch. And KT going to move on back. It's only Kingen that died in the entire fight. And take that gold card to the face. This Twisted Fate looking pretty strong right now. Tidies up minion after minion. Goshik in here is Kingen going to dive on top of aiming. There's the Destiny. And Life tries to get himself out. Aiming is really dead, but Life will survive.
Still pretty massive kill here for DRX. And they, with this pretty successful lane swap, are going to be able to push down some plates here in the bottom side. Still 3 minutes to go on those. Nice reaction there from him. So we're going to go back to this moment down here on the bottom side where Kingen is able to punish the positioning here of aiming with the gold card rotation down. Life is like, sorry man, I abyssal and I'm flashing out of here. You're on your own.
Okay, that's also a dead Koshik as KT just spotted him in their jungle, I guess.
To being nice. Here's what happened. X-Tech gate over into just a quick ult, and you think you could take my red buff for free? Not going to happen.
No. He was not able to take the red buff for free whatsoever. Spotted on a ward, I believe, as KT used their topside advantage with that extra kill.
This is all about the fight, all about the engage. No hijack yet for Arya. He needs it so desperately. He needs to get in and actually set this up.
Oh, you can see KT off to the side. It's the poke that DRX needs to land first. That's so important. Arya going to steal another Crescent Guard. As these Shock Blasts, they need to land. Super Mega Death Rocket, will it hit? As there is the teleport in. Rascal gets over to the side and Kingen immediately greets him. That is not the welcome the Crocodile wanted, and now he's getting taken down extraordinarily low. Super Mega Death Rocket connects onto Arya. It's going to be more difficult for him to get any sort of engage, and look at this poke. KT have been pushed out completely, and that is Drake number 2 for DRX. Now the Destiny to come in as the Zap connects onto Arya as well. Deft just ready to get excited. As there's the Zap, and the first speed up comes in. Now Cuz finds a Moonfall, but it's just not quite enough damage. The rest of DRX, they are split off, but it's Rascal that's going to be the first one on the menu. Zeka goes golden. He's playing beautifully this game after a bit of a shocker in game 2, really turning it around on this.
But also, I mean, consider that Deft's ult isn't really very useful. And otherwise, you got Mantra and Jace ult. You know, I mean, this isn't the greatest comp for the Sylas, as Rascal is just caught and dead. Yeah, this is starting to be
Crocodile on a leash. Dawning Shadow does come in. Let's see what. Yes, they have the damage. That is going to be the Gale Force, and
this is the beginning of the end.
Down. It is.
Yeah, this really is. I mean, well, the beginning of the end was that last Drake fight, and this is like the beginning of KT not being able to play the game anymore. And because A, there's super mega death rockets being shot at them, but B, if you do back away and defend, then DRX get a free Baron. So you're really tied between a rock and a hard place right now as KT Rolster.
There it is. I think that's our first rock and a hard place so far today. So I'm glad that we finally got one. Great flash there from Deft, gets him out of the way of the Moonfall as Arya flashes in as well, but no one's able to get on top of Deft just yet. Kingen wasn't even here for this one. But you can see now Zeker and Deft off to the side, trying to fire these things out. Pioshik surviving for so extraordinarily long. And once again, KT find themselves with no health bars. But can they fight back is the question. Arya in so much trouble, though, as Kingen dives in on top. And now, just like Domino's, KT fall down. Deft is real excited as he's about to take down his former organization. There's no inhibitor in the mid lane. This might just be game.
The Jinx plot armor is strong, but it's the strength of this team drafting, playing through the mid-game, shutting KT down at every turn. Two different rosters of DRX prevail in two different games against KT's early game, and this should be the series.
That's going to be a gold card to the face, and that is Zeker able to actually find a redemption game here. The Nexus turrets will be taken down. That's the ace. Deft is going to be able to pick that one up as DRX in a bit of a shellacking, honestly, in the end. I guess it's 32.5 minutes, so Spawn's rules, not actually a shellacking. But as far as this series goes, very, very cute. Because we have a look at the damage graph. Oh, God. That's what happens when you were obscenely outranged.
Yeah.
That is what your damage graph is going to look like. You saw, DRX didn't do a whole lot in the early, even in the mid game, but they didn't have to. And they just waited it out. KT didn't get any advantages, and then DRX won.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season for the POG Interpret Translations, joined by Deft and Satap from DRX. Congratulations! DRX broke the 3-3 tie with today's victory over KT. A huge jump here in the LCK standings. Now you guys are on 3rd place. How do you feel, Deft? Well, some of our teammates were sick, feeling unwell. So we had an emergency call-up from the Challengers roster, and I'm so happy that all of the teammates played so well today. Yeah, indeed. Satap, this is your debut series or game in the LCK, and you were able to win a POG and join this interview. How do you feel? Well, I'm so happy that I had my debut in the LCK, got the POG, and doing an interview. And I want to say thank you to my teammates. Yeah, Satap. You had to play on the LCK after an emergency call-up. So what did you feel after getting informed that you have to play in the LCK out of the blue? I mean, somehow I ended up playing the LCK and I ended up picking up a win, so it feels great. And it must have been really tough, preparing for both Challengers League and the LCK. So how did you prepare for both matches? So we didn't really scream a lot, but we're just kind of strong. Our team was doing great. So we just played like we normally did, and we were able to get the win. On the other hand, Deft, I'm pretty sure you were feeling a lot more burdened today, and we were able to listen to you cheering the rest of the players up. So did you give them any special advice? Before the match, I told them, even if we might lose, just showcase everything you've got, You shouldn't really care about losing this game, but it turned out our players are doing a fantastic job in their first game, so I was so happy to see them perform so well. Satap, what did you feel after listening to his advice? I mean, he was just so reliable. And Satap, that solo kill onto the opponent mid laner was so critical. What did you feel at that moment? My heart was like pounding so hard the moment I got the kill. So yeah, I was thrilled. And I can see Deft grinning listening to Satap's answers. So how would you like to rate your performance in the debut game on a scale of 10? I think I deserve about 8. Pretty decent, pretty high. Which means he is also very satisfied with his own performance in the LCK. And I heard there was an interview of you saying that you did have a scrim against Arya in KT and it was pretty doable. So how did the real match go? When he was in LJL, I got to play against him in Scream, but he got a lot better, so I was a little bit nervous. But I actually had a lot of practice with Zeka on the mid lane, you know, about the laning fates, and after that training, it got a lot easier. Because Zeka is doing a pretty good job on the mid lane as well. And however, even though you guys dropped game number 2, you guys decided to actually play Senna into Zeri. Was that something you guys prepared? We didn't really have a lot of time to prepare those matchups, but I had some good feelings about that pick, but it was a bummer that we lost. And Zeri indeed popped off in that game. So how do you think of Zeri right now? I mean, I think I kind of killed her, almost killed her, but still, she was so strong in teamfight stage, so yeah, I didn't feel good. I wasn't happy about that. What about you, Deft? Are you willing to try that on stage as well? Yeah, after getting some proper practices, I think it's pretty viable for sure. Deft, you picked up another win on your Jinx. Now it's on 92% of win rate, 45-4 in total. Do you feel any pressure about keeping those records and keeping those stats really good? Not really. You know, I just play it and I just win. So it's more about lucky charm. I don't really care about, you know, losing on Jinx. Tap. I heard you guys are going to have some party after with the DRX Challengers players back in the gaming house. So what are we gonna have? Lobsters. And I heard DRX office actually said everything's fine other than lobster. Nope, we're going for the lobster and that's it. I'm pretty sure DRX will buy you guys a decent dinner back in the team house. And your next opponent is Hana Life Esports. Today, Tap and also all the other CL players, you know, did a fantastic job even after a very packed schedule. I hope we can prepare for the Hana Life Esports match really well in order to continue the momentum. Tap, any message for the fans? I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are worried about this, but I'm so happy that we're able to make you guys feel happy after this victory. Anything would you like to add on to that? And DRX, you know, is 13-1 in the CL League. We are dominating the challengers, so I hope you guys can tune in and enjoy our match as well. And that's gonna be it from Tap and Daft from DRX, and back to the analyst desk.